So today we're doing a deep dive into a pretty specific roadmap. We've got the syllabus for PAP 1142.
Which is pharmaceutical care and gastroenterology at the University of Montreal.
Yeah, and this one runs in the fall of 2025. It's a 2.5 credit course.
But the context here is everything. This isn't just some undergrad elective. It sits in Block 70A.
Right, the qualification program for foreign-trained pharmacists.
Exactly. So these are already qualified pharmacists, but they need to meet Quebec standards, which are, famously high.
And the syllabus says the whole mission is moving them from simple memorization to complex pharmaceutical analysis.
That's the critical distinction.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough to know what a drug does. You have to know how it interacts with a body that's changing. And Module Y, it just dives right in.
To the parietal cell in the stomach.
The acid factory.
And they list three very specific receptors that students have to master. There's histamine, the 2211 gastronin, or CCK22, and the muscarinic 33K receptor.
Think of them like three separate ignition switches for the same acid pump. But what's really key in this module is how we shut the whole thing down.
With proton pump inhibitors, PPIs.
Right. And most people know they reduce acid, but the syllabus gets into the how. It specifies a covalent irreversible bond.
And that word irreversible is doing a lot of work there.
It's everything. I mean, most drugs are like a key in a lock. They go in, they turn, they fall out. A PPI is more like squirting superglue into the lock.
So you've just broken the pump. It's done.
Completely. The cell literally has to build a new one from scratch. And that's the clinical pearl right there.
What, for counseling patients?
Yes. It explains why the drug works for 24 hours, even though its half-life in the blood is maybe an hour or two. The blood level has nothing to do with the effect.
Okay, that's a perfect transition to Module 2, which deals with much more systemic problems.
They call it the heart of specialized pharmacy.
Chronic inflammatory bowel diseases, IBD.
And this is where the immune system is, attacking the gut. The course covers the big targets like TNF-alpha, but it gets really granular.
With integrins, the syllabus mentions the interaction between alpha-4 beta-SOI and MAD-C-M1.
Which is the target for vedolizumab.
Right.
So think of that integrin interaction as like a secret handshake. It lets the inflammatory cells get out of the blood and into the gut tissue.
So vedolizumab blocks the handshake.
Exactly. It stops the soldiers from ever reaching the battlefield. And because that handshake is specific to the gut, you're not wiping out the whole immune system.
Which is that pharmaceutical analysis they're aiming for.
It is. It's understanding why one drug is safer than another.
Speaking of safety, Module 4 looks terrifying. Hepatology.
Yeah. When the liver starts to fail, all the rules of pharmacy they go out the window.
The liver's the main filter, right?
It is. And in cirrhosis, two big things happen. First, the liver's physical structure warps, and you get these things called shunts.
These are like bypass roads for the blood.
Perfect analogy. Blood flows around the liver instead of through it. So a drug with a high first pass effect, something like propranolol.
Where the liver normally removes, 80% of it?
Right. Suddenly, all of that drug bypasses the filter and hits the bloodstream. A normal dose becomes a massive overdose.
And the second thing is hypoalbuminemia.
The liver stops making albumin protein.
Which is the bus that carries the drugs around.
It is. And if a drug is on the bus, it's inactive. So if you don't have enough buses, you have way more free active drug floating around.
Again, creating a risk of toxicity from a totally normal dose.
Which is why they teach the Child-Pugh score. It's not just for prognosis. It's a dosing tool. It tells you how much to cut the dose so you don't poison your patient.
It's good to see they've got some serious expertise leading this. The coordinator, Isabelle Boisclair, her research is in medication safety during pregnancy, especially with IBD.
That background is so important. It ties right into the course philosophy of active pedagogy, of learning to spot pharmacotherapeutic problems, or PTPs, before they happen.
They're training pharmacists to be guardians of medication safety.
That's the job. It's not just dispensing. It's managing profound biological risk.
It really leaves you with a thought, though. If a cirrhotic liver can naturally shunt blood and turn a normal dose into a toxic one, it just makes you wonder, how many other subtle physiological changes are we ignoring in ourselves when we take something as simple as a painkiller?
That's the question everyone should be asking.